Blessed ones of the nations of the world, this is your brother Dan Moses, or say your Sakwadie of TRC, Ghana, coming to you with a program, Testimony, New World Disorder. The program is being recorded on the 6th of May, Thursday, 2021. We have received some exposés this very day, which was posted for last night, recorded and posted last night against this 6th of May. This is another that is being recorded for Friday, the 7th of May 2021. Blessed ones of the nations of the world, before we begin, I want to say to you, Akwaba, Allen, Sahalen, Shagitam, welcome, Inganjoni, Benvindo, you are welcome. Kuso, the world to San Yusenyo, Okukulaba, Mauya, Mingalaba, Boye, Malamo, Karebo, Ekabo, no, o Sanu de Zua, Enquang de Hena, Mitas, Doboro Pezaluvat, Bine I Vinit, Barigalust, Vita Ichi, Ayubon, Dobridoya, Velkomen, Estan, Hozut, Walang Anuman, Bienvenido, Namaste, Swagetam, Kush, Amadid, Baruch, Haba, Haba, Wang Yong Haminida, Wang Yin, Nyejeko, Anyamime, Nyejeko, Wezolo, Novio, Mia Wezo, Akwaba to the program, Testimony, New World Disorder. As we know, it's the program through which you get to know what is happening to Ghana, America, humanity, and the nations of the world in these times of global deception, delusion, and willful lies that are made up by some of the very people that we trust to be there for humanity and the nations of the world, and yet have chosen to be the very people that have dealt with us so treacherously, willful lies, having brought humanity and the nations of the world into this global helplessness, which I term global man-made Jacob's trouble. And we must get it over and over again that their ulterior motive is now coming after your soul, my soul, the souls of humanity and of the nations of the world. It is no longer they have stepped up, going beyond the warlike acts of going about the nations of the world and killing the innocent of the nations of the world. So humanity and the nations of the world, it is now your soul that is at stake at the hands of the global evil forces. But blessed ones, we are not moved in a sense that by the grace of God we as well get to receive some divine direction, divine guide, divine insight that we may know what to do. So blessed ones, we stand strong in the Lord and the power of his might. Akwaba to the program, Testimony, New World Disorder. Humanity and the nations of the world. So in America, like we've gotten to here in today's expose, this one is for tomorrow. We've gotten to know that now the crimes of Moses Alobu, the criminal, John Akufo and his administration, the BNI, the Ghana Police Service, the politicized national security, they must all collude together, and with the administration of John Akufo, they must willfully put the crimes of Moses Alobu on me, to pose me as a danger enough for which I should be held as a terrorist. But by that agenda, the Kufuor's administration advanced their course of making the U.S. government come to establish U.S. military base in Ghana against the noble African people. And there is the need for the U.S. military base to be established in Ghana because they have also orchestrated to take over the oil of Ghana onto themselves. Nana Addo, His Excellency John Akufo, his cronies at the U.S. Embassy, Ghana Embassy, U.S. Washington D.C. Ambassador, they do say, and their cronies, they must collude and come take over the oil of Ghana with two oil companies of US, Cosmos and Exxon Mobil. And being that every nation in which there is oil, it goes with terrorism. There is the need for them to set up this agenda at the expense of my life. Can make the U.S. government establish a military base in Ghana so that their oil interest, the oil stakes, will be protected when they have taken over the oil of Ghana. Humanity and the nations of the world. So my whole life was, I was in the situation of life and death. And the government of Nana Addo Akufo, together with the administration, the government of John Akufo, together with the administration of George W. Bush, they must collude with the FBI, U.S. intelligence bodies, willfully strategically put the crime. So they were playing politics with my innocent life. They must put the crimes of George Kofi Ofori. We have seen that he is not a ghost. He is a Ghanaian who has naturalized in America as a U.S. citizen in Lexington, Kentucky, as at then. So you know the crimes. He has committed federal crimes and they must be put on me. He has also aided Moses Ofori, a Ghanaian who got himself into a rape problem, and he bailed him and got him returned to Ghana secretly. And they must collude with them to put all these crimes on me. They were building false cases using false evidence enough to that if ever I would be, as they were keeping me, if ever I would be, it will be heard on the news that there is a Ghanaian that has been captured as a terrorist. They have built false evidence enough to get me killed and to destroyed. But God was helping me. In fact, I've told you when they had to come and interrogate me about His Excellency Rawlings. So the long plan to get Rawlings killed, Jerry Jones Rawlings was right when he declared John Akufo as the biggest constitutional terrorist, and within months, Jerry Rawlings was killed in secrecy. So, beside that, they had to send. You remember? Let's get this. In Iraq, during the heated, during the war on terror, U.S. These are on record. U.S. female interrogators had to be sent to prisons. And knowing that the people were Muslims who they innocent, but they have captured and put them in prisons, they had to make U.S. female interrogator wanting them to confess for being terrorists. So they destroy their lives, would strip himself naked, and they have tied you in a chair as a Muslim. You are sitting in a chair in prison. They will make the interrogator strip naked and will be dancing. Naked dancing, and will be sit on your lap, trying to seduce you to confess for being a terrorist. Very, very evil. This is an old intelligence strategy which has been used against the innocent over and over again, and they used the strategy against me. They had to send their agents that must come. They came to interrogate me, and all they wanted me to admit for being that Moses Alobu or George Kofi Ofori. I'm the same person who had committed. They, as part of their strategy, they must get me seduced and raped. Yes, terrible situations. In fact, at a point in 2009, when after the cover of the US and the cover agent, that the setup marriage and the cover had been blown. We are jumping and we'll come back. My whole life was in the hands of the U.S. intelligence, the police, the FBI, aided by the Ghana embassy, the U.S. The Ghana embassy, Washington D.C. They have held me totally captive. I was in total grip of fear. I had to present a case to the UN High Commission for Human Rights. And in fact, in the case, I wasn't able to, there was no courage. I was afraid to have even confessed, to have tell the truth that those individuals that were sent to come and interrogate me and they got me seduced and got me raped. These were women, tall women, that were made to do that. They wanted me to confess, to get me. We were trying to seek to make false evidence against me and get me to confess to things I don't know anything about. Humanity and the nations of the world. According to the program testimony in the report to the UN High Commission for Human Rights, I was in a serious fear of the US intelligence, my own politicians, John Akufo, your own nation that has given you over and they were getting you destroyed. Where would I turn to? I had to turn to the UN High Commission for Human Rights in fear, even covering up the evils of those women, posing situation as though they were my girlfriend. I knew that if I exposed them, they would kill me. But I was, by prudence, wanting the the UN High Commission to know that something evil had been done to me, and only for that report to be exploited by the UN High Commission for Human Rights in the interest of the US government. Later, they setting my family up. So let's go back. So I had to tell you this because even before the International Criminal Court, ICC Hague, they can testify that irrespective of how evil John Akufo had been, at a point, you see, I'm somebody that is very caring, thoughtful. Think of all through my life when I was growing up in Ghana, I have people on my heart. I love my family. I always would put others first before me. After I had taken John Akufo to the ICC, knowing that he was a family friend to my father, and yet he has done this evil in the interest of his political party, I had to. I was thinking about the effect, how the situation was going to impact his relationship with my family. I had to go try to defend him, telling the ICC he was set up. John Akufo was set up. Ghana, from what I have relayed, the ICC, from what I've relayed, does it seem to be a setup? At a point, I had to go to the court, take John Akufo's name from the case, doing everything for the sake of peace. But however, their target is to get me killed and destroyed from life. Until they have succeeded, as many as they will kill in the nations of the world, in Ghana, it doesn't matter. And they have done that to kill Rollins. Ghana, let's go back. Akwaba to the program testimony new. So we could see that what I've just said reflects as to why I didn't have the courage to expose the US intelligence service agent that were used to come interrogate me, seduce me, and got me raped. Ghana, when they have built, they were building enough false evidence using false witnesses, and they call it intelligence report. These people that they were using were people that they have paid money, mansions, and cars was the general reward. They were giving it to them. The US female interrogator, there was one of them that received a car, a mansion. Another, after they settling her, receiving a car, mansion, and she was a boyfriend of one illegal immigrant called Boxop, living in AE Road, Community 4, Tema. He was the girlfriend of that guy whom they recruited to come. They used to come interrogate me, got me seduced and got me raped. John Akufo, Nana Addo Akufo-Addo's administration in 2020, December 7, when I had come to Ghana on the election day, they had sent false witnesses from the US, CIA operatives from US. Ghana, I want to protect my family. Both my family in Tema and in Kumasi, it was all infiltrated. Beside that, one of the individuals that have been aiding the crime coming for years. Box up Ni, who was the girlfriend of one of the interrogators, female interrogator that was sent to come rape me. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo Addo sent him from US to Ghana. Now what has happened is they have found me to give him his permanent. They were making people willful lie, commit false evidence, make willful lies against me, building, try to pose me as a danger, a criminal, and a terrorist. And they were giving them, the illegal immigrants, we were giving them US permanent resident documents. Some have been given the status of US citizens as of now. Yes, so that Ni box up under the cover of a fiasco investigation when I came to Ghana, and they had exploited my family beyond measure. When I was in Kumasi, I had to report to the Supreme Court that I would never accept any such reports. I would never force, because they were using false witnesses and they were using false evidence. That box up was one of the that were sent from US. There were many. Our taxpayer money was being used to get the crime network members from US that they were having investigation, and meanwhile their own people. So that Ni box up AE Road, for years that he traveled to, she has never been able to come to Ghana before. But Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo Addo, they have colluded with giving him US document, and now he was able to come to Ghana to come false witnessing against me in the behalf of her girlfriend, female interrogator, that was made to rape me, and they eventually arranged, let that lady go marry to the US intelligence operative. They gave them the house, their cars, they settled them so that the money will remain in the institution. Ghana, acquired to the program Testimony, New World Disorder. Yeah, so they had built enough false evidence, used enough false witnesses to be able to, at any time that before the when Peter was arrested, Herod tactically he was keeping him in jail, that waiting for an opportunity when he need him to use his life to play a political game. Then he will not kill Peter. He was just playing. That is how they were doing with my life. They were waiting for the right opportune moment to just declare me terrorist, get me destroyed. They have taken over the oil of Ghana. Their deal have gone through and everything. But God was with the God of Daniel was with me. So eventually what they had to do was I had, at a point when they had set me up into getting involved in the US amnesty program, at a point I had to tell my uncle in New Jersey that the program, I enrolled in the program in New York, and moving from New York to come check on the the lawyer that enrolled me in the program, that they use the setup, the lawyer that they use for the setup. He's called Lawyer Amankwa on Edward Grant Road, Bronx, New York. That lawyer Amankwa is an MPP, a crony of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo Addo's people. So they set me up using that very lawyer to get into that program. And yeah, so it is, my whole life was totally entrapped. It is a lawyer belonging to the NPP, the Nana Addo Dankwa, John Kufuor's political party, and their cronies. They have entrapped me into that program. So at the point I have to tell my uncle I would need to be somewhere closer to New York so that I can be checking on the lawyer to see how. So he had made me to move to come to his place, irrespective of what he did to me regarding my father's property. When I went to his home, I still was considering a family member. I had to come to him, but within days of me coming to live it, I saw that it was too dangerous. The man, I better leave his place. So I was talking on the phone with Frank Ankuma. As at then, I thought that I didn't know that the program was not for every immigrant in America. Not until later, when the lawyer, they had gotten me entrapped. The lawyer told me it was for all people. When they had gotten me entrapped and they had gotten my biometrics into US government database, that was what later they had to disclose to me and deny my application. So when I came to live in Mr. Emmanuel Bafo's place, so I can be checking on the lawyer to see how the case was going. That was in 2005. At a point, I just realized it's just not safe for me to be in the house of that man. It was too dangerous for me. And I was in communication with Frank Ankuma, Joseph Kofi Eshen, who had set me up with the FBI, my own uncle, Mr. Emmanuel Bafo, into the program. I talked to Frank Ankuma about some of the challenges that I was facing in my uncle. So he has said they had quickly orchestrated that Frank Ankuma should let me come perch in his room. As at then, he was just living in one room place. Eventually, when they have sold me out, he received his mansion, he received his car, money came to build. Come see the mansion that he came to build in Ghana for his wife. So while I was in communication with Frank Ankuma, what they had to, the FBI, the Nana Addo John Kufuor's government, the U.S. Embassy, Ghana Embassy, U.S., the FBI, what they had to do to pose me as a grave threat, the more, was to orchestrate. And knowing that I was going to live, I was moving from New Jersey to go live in Bronx, the very home that I was in, Frank Ankuma's place. It was a huge apartment. The address is 1649 Andrews Avenue, Bronx, New York. They quickly orchestrated, and then an innocent high school guy, they got him killed in the night. They were creating enough conspiracy, knowing that I was moving to go live in the house. As I then I had gone to visit Frank Ankuma a few times at the home, so they quickly killed an innocent individual on that apartment just before they made Frank Ankuma and made me move there. They were creating enough conspiracy around me that they have information that from the female interrogators, George Kofi Ofori, Emmanuel Moses Ofori, Moses Alobu, so much. So it could be possible that I have gotten that innocent individual killed. Ghana, this is Frank Ankuma, an individual that I went to school with, who was colluding with our own politicians, John Kufuor and their cronies, the U.S. Embassy, the CIA, the FBI, the George Bush administration, to do this evil at the expense of man. They killed an innocent Ghanaian. The person was a Ghanaian. Because they must pose me as a danger, a threat, build false evidence, surround me with enough conspiracy that there is the need for me to be held. Humanity and the Nations were to the program Testimony, New World Disorder. Eventually, they had to, in that same 2005, let this agent of theirs called Addo, a Ghanaian, who was an illegal immigrant who was then working with, he was then working under the name of Addo Anderson. This guy Addo Akwando, they had to collude with him. He was somebody that, beside the fact that my whole family both my mother's side and father's side, Mr. Addo Jan's family, Mr. Daniel Pokweji's family, we are all MPPs, and I was an MPP too when I was in Ghana. My family in Tema, Addo Jan's family, my father's side, they are all this entire Methodist family. So growing up as a child, we were all fellowshipping together in Methodist until at the point where I decided to go join the Assemblies of God. Addo Akwando has been an individual that I knew back in Ghana in the Methodist Church. We were all fellowshipping together. Being that when I was in college, I was fellowshipping with the GAMSU, Ghana Methodist Student Union, and God lifted me up to be a vice president to a brother, Alex Yeboah Edu, whom I've mentioned, who lost his life along the line. When I came home from vacation, I still went to visit GAMSU at their meetings, and their meetings with Addo Akwando. We were all serving the Lord together. However, because of money, mansion, cars, his mind was taken over by the government of Nana Addo, John Akufo, and their cronies. Nana Addo Akufo took over his mind with the George Bush administration. He was then married to an undercover agent of the US. This is her name is Shelley Akwando. She eventually, with the husband, orchestrated the set-up marriage between me and the US undercover agent. We shall get to that, but we need to know this. Addo Akwando, Shelley Akwando. This is an African American. She's not a Ghanaian. This is a Ghanaian. Ghana, they were the friend of this US undercover agent. They were fellowshipping in the same church, a congregation like 10 people. And they set me up using this guy to come meet me in Bronx. At the time I was living in Frank Ankome's, I was preaching at Frank Ankome's place. Frank Ankoma has set me up with them to let Addo Akwando come invite me to their church. I went to visit them in church. Before that, he had invited me to his home and was telling me, I'm a friend, but he had the FBI, the Ghana embassy, they were colluding, letting him tell me that he has a friend, his wife's friend. That's the wife, the friend, who is also an undercover agent. They have their normal job, but their actual secret dealing was the undercover agent. They had to be soliciting information for their government on innocent citizens. So he had to invite me to the home, telling me that there is an individual in their church that he thinks that he wants to introduce me to that individual, and he has talked to the individual about me, and the individual is interested and want to meet me. He thinks that we can get together and marry. He invited me to the church according to their plan with a pastor. They made this US undercover agent come talk to me after the church service. Gave her phone number to me so that we can be communicating from there. He knew that they have hacked my phone and every communication that we're making. She was soliciting information for the US intelligence service, humanity and the nations of the world. Killers wanted to kill me. This is part 1. Let's go on to part 2 to receive some more. God bless you. God bless my homeland Ghana. Bye bye.